Hey everyone, Tony George, Doc Sports, Saturday update. Going to give you a free play in the NFL preseason today. We didn't get the free play winner in for you yesterday. We had a crappy day in Major League Baseball yesterday. Unfortunately, we've been rolling, but nonetheless, we took a step back yesterday. We'll bounce back today. We also got a huge top play this afternoon in the NFL preseason. We'll get to all that in a minute. Be sure and tune in to the Big Ten preview I did right here on this channel with Chris Schmidt from Hell Varsity Radio yesterday. We talked a lot about the Big Ten, specifically 3 or 4 teams, and really concentrated on Nebraska. Chris is probably one of the sharpest guys I know when it comes to Big Ten football, and especially Nebraska football, because they're basically the Nebraska Football Network there in Lincoln on Hell Varsity Radio. So, nonetheless, tune in. That's why we're putting this stuff out for. You get insights from a guy outside of the gambling arena that sees things more objectively than maybe a lot of us do. So there's some interesting takes in there. I thought we had a good conversation, about a half hour long. Okay, let's get to this game today. Raiders taking on the Cowboys. I talked about this with Griff Murphy on the StreamYard podcast I do, the Vegas Beat, this week, and gave out a lean, but this is an official free play. I like the over in this game. You know, one thing you look for, a couple of things. Week 1, you saw a lot of unders, 12-4 to the under in Week 1 preseason games, and it's no secret to anybody that does this for a living that usually early on in the preseason, early on in fall camps, the defenses are just way ahead of the offenses. And that was on display last week. And a lot of teams didn't play anybody. Now there's just overall picture in the NFL preseason week 2, you're going to see a lot more starters. You're going to see a lot more emphasis on the offense, and you're going to see, I don't think you're going to see, I would be surprised if we saw a 12-4 under type scenario overall for the games here this week. And yeah, I'm not going to use the Thursday night game as a barometer because it was a bunch of rookie quarterbacks and this, that, and the other, but at days in here, I like when you have 2 teams that have a deep quarterback room that play each other. And we all know that the Las Vegas Raiders are yet to name a starter. It's either going to be Gordon Minshew or O'Connell. And they're going to figure out who that's going to be. And the only way you're going to figure out who that's going to be if you're splitting reps in practice is put them in a game scenario and let them get after it. These are 2 guys that have started games in the NFL. A lot of them, especially Minshew. I think you're going to see, and they got into a 23-24 shootout last week against Minnesota in a game they should have won, but their coach made a bonehead call at the end of the game, like he did last year during the regular season. Not sold on Raiders head coach. On the other side of the coin, we all know, that Dallas did not fare well offensively last week against the Rams. I had the under in that game, but I like their quarterback room here. Cooper Rush has started a bunch of games in the NFL. He's always been productive when he's got into the game as well. And they got a pretty solid quarterback room. Let's take a look. I'm going to look at a live line right now on that game for the total. Let me help you out here. That currently is sitting at 40. It went up from 39.5. It's the highest total on the board, and it's the highest total on the board for a reason, because I think there's going to be a lot of scoring in this game. Give me the over. Raiders, Cowboys on Saturday. Today we have the max bet that we make in the NFL preseason on totals play, a game this afternoon on a 2-pack. Find it at DocSports.com. Free $60 link in the description below. A tab on the website give you a free $60. You've never been a member. Comes with a profit guarantee and zero hassle, zero strings, zero obligation. Get hooked up for football. In Major League Baseball, we got skunked 0-2 yesterday after tearing it up the previous 2 days. But we had a late home run that killed us on a totals play. Just didn't have a good day. It happens. We'll bounce back today. There's a play on this card on Saturday that my staff capper fired me an email this morning at 5 a.m. saying this is a 7-unit play. I can't do it because I am off top play loss yesterday. I'm not going to do it. But we got a strong card today, a 4 and a 3-unit position in Major League Baseball. We'll get it done for you. Those of you that are betting golf, like I promised you in the middle of the week, number one is we took a 7-unit position on Billy Horschel to finish in the top 20. That was the pick. He's currently in 7th place and fired a 65 yesterday. I put out a free play on him in a head-to-head at Twitter. Go follow me at TGeorgeSports. I'm going to be giving you free plays in football, second half lines all season long. Give me the follow on Twitter at TGeorgeSports. NASCAR tomorrow as well. Be looking for that. Good luck on Saturday.